Good morning. Okay, so let's look at what happened. So yesterday we had that 74.50 target that I mentioned that if we get back above this high that we were heading towards that. The high of the day was 74.50, what was it? 55 almost. But so if when looking at yesterday's action, we had an open drive auctions, right? So we opened here and we pushed higher. We didn't look not even one tick below the low and traveled all the way from value area low to value area high pretty quickly. So that was the first clue of being going long, right? So then we broke above the previous day's value. We broke above the weekly high. We kept going for a while. Then we even tested below it and then found buyers again. Tested below it, found buyers again. So there was plenty of opportunities here to catch some longs here, given the auction, the price action, and how the structure was set up. And then we hit that 74.50. So then we looked a little bit above, then closed a little below it, leaving it's imbalanced because you have a nice excess to the downside and just a little excess on the upside, but it was pretty much ended up being a more or less balanced session, slightly imbalanced, leaving this 74.60 target above. Then overnight we pulled back before the CPI number, got below the low yesterday, which is bearish considering that this was such a strong day. So it's negating this session. And now we're putting a lot of volume at the 74.20 area. Just now we were trading down here, then we had the CPI release, and then we came back all the way to 74.20. So this one and 73.95 are the levels to watch for today, because these are gonna be magnets. I think that above it we're gonna attempt to test yesterday's value, and then you see this low volume node, you see the previous week's high, which for now is failing to hold. So if we hold below this, I think that we could either distribute around here, have a normal distribution day in this area with a magnet at 74.20, and if we are able to test the overnight low and get below this 73.95 high volume node, I think that we could see this 73.76 target, which is a bearish imbalance from the overnight session. That would be the target to clean up the imbalance from this session. And look, this is very close to that spike over here from end period, from earnings from the other day. And then from there, see if we bounce back to the 73.95, or if we come back and retest this high volume area between 73.68 and 73.54, right? So this is a big chunk of volume also to watch to the downside. And here we have the weekly pivot, and this is an important level, 73.49 and a quarter. It's value area low for this session, and it's right above the monthly VWAP. So this is an area to watch for an attempt to break to the downside and see if we can find buyers in this area. So I'll as far as the bullish scenarios, we need to accept back above the 74.28 area and be able to spend some time on some volume inside yesterday's value, which goes from 74.30 all the way up to 74.45. Of course, if we break above value, then look for more new highs, and then we have a couple of targets to the upside: 74.60, 75.04. There should be something in between there, some resistance at 74.75 also, but I don't have it marked in my on my chart. But let's see. NQ yesterday was a little weaker than ES at the beginning, but then it was able to catch up, break above. And I still think that we could see 30,000 soon. We also have a couple of bullish imbalances. I mentioned yesterday's 29,690, 29,555 from yesterday. But now we gotta see how this pullback ends up playing out. Look how now ES is pushing higher and NQ is staying right at the point of control from the overnight session. See, so this is telling me that NQ sellers are not done, and it's gonna be another day where we see some rotation from tech into some other sectors. Crude, so yesterday didn't get to that 95. There was some more news from the Middle East, and now we are back above this 100 again, which I don't see. I mean, ES is lower, but at the moment it doesn't seem to care that oil is pushing higher. So keep an eye on oil. Gold still holding around this area after this push higher. It's accepting higher prices, so we gotta watch this 50 moving average. If we get above it, watch for 48.10 and then some resistance at 48.70. Alright, that's it for today. Good luck.